Yeah, so we got Uncle Chance's WRX in here. We're going to be upgrading the intercooler to a Mishimoto. Okay, so
how did he show that he moved these?
that I think we'll just pull back enough to get it through. So we removed the 2 bolts, hold the pipe down, remove these 2 bolts, we loosen this off. We'll take out the other side of that one. You want to do that, Chance? And then this red hose, we're going to disconnect that hose clamp down there, and that should allow us to pull it out.
It's it back. Unless we take these brackets out to give us more room.
Okay, so we got the intercooler out. It kind of slipped out before we had the camera ready. But we had the boot loosened off, both clamps. We took the hose clamp that goes down right here off the red hose. I'll show it to you on the intercooler here in a minute. Of course, that one. And then we had this bracket right here. That was bolted. We unbolted it from the intercooler, but we didn't unbolt it from the intake manifold. And it was actually keeping us from maneuvering the intercooler. So if you just take these 2 bolts off that hold it, take it out of the way, you can actually kind of pivot the intercooler, the back of it towards the rear of the vehicle, pivot that down, and it slips right out. Super easy. And that's the hose clamp that you want to remove or just loosen off before you pull it out. So we're gonna transfer the parts over. You ready to put it back on? That's good. So is this the white pipe you're talking about? An upgraded white pipe? Or was it another pipe?
The pipe that goes from this white pipe down to the...
Oh, the boot? But you have one, right?
I have...
You have the one that comes off of this?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. So you see, I'm thinking what they're saying is wider, it goes all the way to the edge.
And look, this one's got crimped connections. This one's got
Welded.
yeah, welded connections.
Oh.
I'm going to call them you guys need to update your video. It's not the same.
When I put it together, I guess I can talk about it.
Yeah.
I'll do it right now before we do it. Just put this bracket off. Other way. Yep. That's where the head of the bolt will push against his open. Alright. And then he can take, flip it over, we'll probably, do you have that on one of the sides? Alright, so we got the white pipe transferred over from the old one to the Mishimoto. We have noticed a few concerns. The Mishimoto does not have these brackets or places to mount the hoses going across, so we're going to see how everything fits up. And then there's this piece here with a little guide keeper that doesn't have a spot for it, so we'll see how she mounts up and then go from there. But we're ready. We're going to get the hose ready for down there, get the clamp on there, and we're ready to mount it up.
I think we can something like this. Get down past. Am I hooked on something? Oh, that hose. Push that red one down. Okay. I'll get the lower one hose on first. Can. bottom of the hose isn't cracked. And if I reach around from the back. Close right there. It's still stuck in there. I think that bottom's quite flush on it. Need a long something to push down on the bottom of that pipe.
Wrong way?
I can't get my arm back there.
Okay, to get this on, we ended up taking this boot off completely and then just focusing on the lower Y pipe boot. Once we got that slid on, then we were able to squeeze this one off. We're going to put the hose clamps on, tighten up the little hose clamp first, and then we'll put the big hose clamps in. This will be good. That's all the way on there, Chad. Now we're putting a Mishimoto air intake on it. We're pulling out the factory air box. We got our brackets primed and drying. That's for the intercooler project. While that dries, we'll work on the air intake. So we took this bracket off. That was right here. Just 3 number 10s. There's a number 10 down there that we're taking off. And then we'll see how all this goes. No real good instructions, so we'll figure it out. Well, we've been trying to figure out this cold air intake. And we took the baffle that goes right here off just to see. And this air filter is hitting on this frame support and on the fender liner. But even we have the whole air filter adjusted as far out as possible, still getting a decent seal. It barely lines up and it's not even close to get to this. So this hose is only that long. Probably can move it out a little bit, but it's not enough to seal up on that piece. Let alone get that bracket in there. So I don't think this is gonna work. I got the factory intake back on. It's all buttoned up. Our intercooler's on there. We're just waiting for the paint to dry on our brackets. Found some nuts to put on the back of those bolts that used to thread into the factory one. So just waiting on the paint to dry. Put on a couple coats of self-etching primer and then some gloss black paint's all I had, automotive enamel. So let that dry, come back later, bolt them up, and we'll be done with the Subaru. And I made a mistake earlier. I called it a WRX. This is actually the Subaru STI. So I guess there's a difference. Don't know much about my Subarus, but this was fun.
CHPs are known to put on people like this. So you can keep them like illegal box. And these, like any vehicle, like you can do just about everything. I mean, they have some of these cars pulling 800-900 horses.
Is it not?
Wow. Yeah. This is like the most of what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? Okay. That.
be it for this video. It was a short one. Worked on something different. Hadn't worked on a Subaru before. It was fun, and just want to say thanks to my brother Chance. Just recently retired from the Army, doing 20 plus years, and a couple deployments over the Middle East. Thanks for your service, brother.